Not sure if you ever realized it, but I noticed it fairly recently. There's something missing. And what do I mean by that? I mean I'm missing these 2 badges. We already took care of one, which I was just missing 1 DLC, but now we gotta take care of the second one, which is, that's right, I'm playing the Learning to Survive scenario, which is a tutorial for space engineers. Yes, it's 2025, and I guess I never either played it or completed it, so it's time to do so now. All right, so I'm not sure if you noticed, but it says customize here, but there's nothing you can customize. Strange, but let's get started. All right, we are here in Learning to Survive Space Engineers in 2025. Why we're playing this tutorial? Well, we need the badge is one thing, and 2, is this still relevant after the game's been out for over 10 years and with all the DLCs? It's time to find out. All right, looks like the first thing to do is look at the survival kit right over here as a task. And if we press this button, is start the task. And of course, it gives us Goodbot a little bit of a survival kit tutorial.
The survival kit can produce small amounts of ingots from stone, produce basic components from ingots, allow you to recharge your energy as well as health, and allow you to respawn. Everything you need to get started. Hold up to recharge, get health energy from the console.
Basic enough. Survival kit, that's how you respawn, that's how you get charged up, that's how you get your first ingots and everything like that, and your first components.
Fantastic. Tip, connect the H2O2 generator with the survival kit to recharge your hydrogen and oxygen as well.
Okay, so we got health and energy, but we need to connect the hydrogen. So it looks like we got basic tools, we got basic components. Here's the O2H2 generator, so I guess that is the task number 2. Yep.
To replenish oxygen and hydrogen at the survival kit, you need power. A working conveyor connection between the H2O2 generator as well as the survival kit and ice in the O2H2 generator. Replenish your oxygen and hydrogen at the survival kit.
Okay, so there's ice in here and there's bottles and everything like that. So obviously I could just grab the bottles, replenish everything, but let's just not do that just yet. So we need to get this completed. So I'm pretty sure the tutorial before Build Planner was out, but now since we have Build Planner, we could just right click it, middle mouse the cargo container to grab the components and get this repaired as easy as that. So a lot different than what it used to be when this tutorial first came out. So we'll just complete this right here. Put oxygen bottles inside the H2O2 generator and refill them, which that has been done. So we'll just grab them for now and we'll proceed to the next tip. All right, let's look at the mining as a task.
You can find ore inside asteroids and planets, equip your drill to enable hard markers and show you nearby locations of ore. Locate, drill, and pick up some iron ore.
So easy enough. This is iron. For those who don't know, is that little rusty, tingy looking like thing. So we'll just grab that. And one of my best tips I got for you for drilling is left click drill. You either double tap it to keep going and then hold the F key. So then you can collect as you drill. Obviously, there will be some that will fall off and not be collected. And you'll find it right there. So I like to make a nice little pile and then just grab it from there. What else is there? Let's go to the solar panel tip.
These solar panels generate power when in contact with sunlight. This power is stored in batteries. Repair the solar panels to generate more power. You can find tools and components in the cargo container on the platform.
So we just need to, again, right click with Build Planner, grab from the cargo container, the middle mouse, and you're good to go. So you don't need to make a list of what you need. You rebuild stuff in this case. Solar panels produce more power when facing the sun directly, which it pretty much is. Okay. So is there refinery that we can use for the iron that we picked up? Not sure. All right. So we cleared most of the tasks here, which is interesting. We also got an SPRT vulture there, which we probably won't be able to fight anytime soon. This thing may or may not have a refinery. I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, so we're gonna go here and check out this one.
The ship is locked to the platform with magnetic landing gear. Find a way to unlock the landing gear through the console or use a grinder to shred. Note that turning it off will not unlock it.
Disable the landing gear. All right, as easy as that can be. Well, no. So it's attached to this. The old school way of connecting a ship. All right, so auto lock is not on, so we just unlock it and it should be fine. Awesome, and try to fly the ship. All right, that is an easy thing to do. My piloting skills is not the greatest, but good enough. Okay, I'm so tempted to get the unknown signal, but we're gonna avoid doing that really quickly. Let's go to this ship mining task. It looks like a neat little facility here, so we'll just park our ship here. It looks like the hangar door is slightly open. That's interesting. Okay, let's go through here. Light's bleeding through a little bit, but it's okay. All right, what's this task?
Now, there's a useful mining ship here, but it needs to be repaired. The required components are likely near your current location. Restore power to the mining ship.
The ship needs some help. Okay, interesting enough. We don't have a lot of mats though, so we got some mats here. The battery we can fulfill. Oh, that's all you want me to do anyways. But we are also missing thruster components. But I guess we can still fly because we're only missing one for each. All you wanted me to do is actually just fulfill the power source in here. We'll get inside the cockpit as it says.
Select a drill on your toolbar and use the right mouse function to create a tunnel in order to escape. Press P to unlock the landing gear.
Okay. So we unpark this thing and we just go straight on this way. So we could just right click drill is what it's trying to say. Doesn't necessarily say to do that for some reason. I guess you just got to figure out yourself. With the newest update, you can actually just go on your drills and put in your action bar and you do clear terrain on or off. So that's a possibility too. But similar to that is just right click drilling, and that's just gonna make a big old hole, which is probably not the best way. Wait, I didn't even do anything. All right, so heading towards the direction prompted the tip. So we're just gonna right mouse button this so we can get out of here. We are wasting a nickel. I see it right there in front of me, but should be fine. And we are home free with the mining ship. Nice little asteroid. Yeah, we got a bunch of nickel off, but I don't think we necessarily need it. All right, so we're probably gonna have to come back here after we finish this task because we got to get the assembler up and running and everything like that too. Although we could start making a mobile station if we need to. Ship tools over there. We're just gonna go to... Wait, that's just a little far. Let's go to this one. It's a little closer first. I gotta say, these are pretty cool little asteroid stations within the asteroid itself. And again, it's got another of these weird hangar doors that's not completed. It's got a nice little multi-tool here, which is perfect. Let's see what you got for me.
There is a useful utility ship here, but it needs to be repaired. The required components are likely near your current location. Restore power to utility ship.
Okay, so that would likely be in here. Ooh, runs on uranium. That's nice. Does it really run on uranium? No, there's no reactor in here. All right, so we'll get into the cockpit.
Ship tools are useful to build or deconstruct blocks quickly and can store large quantities of components. Select one of the ship tools on your toolbar and use these to escape the hangar. Press B to turn off the landing gear.
So we got to repair or grind down the door to escape. So repairing, I don't think we have all the parts for it. Looks like we're missing like small steel tubes in this case, which we don't have any here. We could definitely produce some in the assembler, but we didn't bring anything with us. So why not go ahead and grind it down? So just grind that, open up. There we go. And we found our way out of here. Okay, so now we gotta travel 4 kilometers away to 2 different task pointers here. Pressurized and production. And I think there was another one over there too, but I guess we'll just travel this way first. I honestly would have probably preferred that these asteroid stations were a little bit closer for the task. Traveling 4 kilometers away, it doesn't take too long. It's just more tedious than anything else. Yeah, let's check out this one. Okay, so this one's pressurization. Looks like we need to repair doors and everything like that. So probably a simple task.
Looks like this place used to be pressurized. Pressurized rooms will replenish your oxygen and keep you warm. Be good air vent to check the status of the room.
So the air vent is this. Right click and done.
Perfect. But yellow light on the air vent means the room is not sealed. Repair the holes in the walls and the door to make the room airtight.
So we got this block here, this window here, and this door. This door. And this door too. So build planner ease of things makes this tutorial even quicker, to be honest, as long as you know what you're doing. Do we have enough to repair this door? Yes. Do we have enough for this door as well? Yes. And we are now airtight.
Notice the air vent now shows a green light indicating the room is sealed. A connected H2O2 generator cannot produce oxygen from ice and use the vent to pressurize the room. Store ice in the H2O2 generator. Access port on the roof.
Do you have ice? Yes. Everything you need is here. All right, so there's a double door system to create a double lock or airlock system. Where's the O2H2? Is this thing the O2H2? It is. Okay, so we just throw ice in here and you should be good. So why is the port out there? That's interesting. Notice that your suit oxygen supply automatically replenishes when you are in a pressurized environment. All right, so I'm going to do something smart and maybe just grab everything I can from here so I can utilize it later down the line and not have to go too far. I think the ship already has an O2H2 system, so I'm gonna grab this. Does it have an O2H2? Yes, it does, but it also has a hydrogen engine, which is turning on. I don't want it to be on. And I'm just preparing myself for later, so we're gonna grab this solar panel as well. And we're going to place it on here. Now we have something to charge up instead of the hydrogen engine here. All right, so do we need anything else from here? We can grab the gravity generator, but I don't think there's any real point. What I should have done was grab the assembler from the station previously, but I think the next task will be... we'll have it as well because it is production facility. Looks like more markers are appearing now. Drone repair platform. Interesting. All right, so a few other ones are appearing. Task hydrogen thrusters. I feel like I'm missing one from the first base where I spawned from. We'll get back to that eventually. Ooh, a nice little refinery.
This looks like an advanced production facility. There's already ore in the large container, but the conveyor tubes are unfinished. Conveyor tubes transport items between blocks.
Yes, we kind of learned that in the very beginning. We just gotta repair the conveyor tubes. Not this one. That leads to nothing for some reason. So we just need this one to repair. Which we could do two things. Search for materials for it, which is probably in here. Or if you're really wanting to, just grab it from this. Why not? Okay, that repairs that one. The refiner will automatically pull ore from the container and refine it into ingots. These can be turned into components by an assembler. Build and connect an assembler to the refinery. Where's the assembler? You want me to build an assembler? I guess we could go with the basic assembler. I doubt we have mats for a regular big ol' assembler. So we'll just attach that here. It looks like this little port was mainly for this. You learn quickly. You can upgrade advanced refineries and assemblers with modules. So what they mean by that is an actual assembler, not the basic assembler, where we could put modulars on these smaller ports to do speed, yield, or energy efficiency. So yeah, decide to loot everything from the base in terms of components. I didn't scavenge the stuff out of it or grind it down. I should, but just looting everything I can from it. Do I want to turn back to the original base really quick just to see what's there, or is it going to lead me back there anyways? Let's just head back really quick. I just want to see if I'm really missing something or not. Right there. Construction platform. Ooh, ship building. Interesting. So you want me to finish building out this ship, I would assume, with this janky welder.
With the construction platform, looks like there is enough materials to build your own ship. The ready at least to start from, begin by adding a cockpit.
Okay, so we can grab this ship here that we just fixed up. And I guess we could just plop it on top of this platform right over here. Since it's got landing gears, why not? Let me dampen her off so it doesn't fight us as we go to the next task. So overall, the tutorial is not too bad. A little tedious, but it helps you learn a little bit of everything, which is not that bad. But technically, you could just do all this trial and error too, and just playing with the blocks. That's how I learned. I just played with the blocks and just did whatever with it. I definitely should put a GPS marker for the spots I was before, because all the GPS markers disappeared. And when I get close to the platform, it might not even pop up for us again once I get there, which is going to be really annoying. All right, projectors.
Projectors. This looks like an automated construction facility. Projectors can be used to project safe blueprints of ships so they can be reconstructed quickly. Find a way to turn on a projector.
So the question is, where is the projector? Upstairs? No. I mean, we could just press the control system and then turn on the projector, but I don't know where the projector is. But yeah, it's all right. We'll just turn this on. Projector. Oh, it's a subgrid. So it's a smaller... It's on this, isn't it? Yep, it's on this. So the projector's probably inside here. So that's the button for it. So we press the button and it projects that there.
A projector needs a connection with the blueprint from which you can start building. The station welder can do most of the work for you. The welders use components available in the station.
All right, so we know where the welders are, and that's upstairs, or at least the button to turn it on. So I guess there's a nice little viewpoint here of building out this ship. Marvelous. Now all you have to do is find a way to disconnect your ship and add ammunition to the gun. Disconnect the ship from the station and try it out. Okay, ship's complete. We can turn off the welder so we don't zap ourselves. We unmerge. And it looks like that opened up the hangar too. Grab the ammo that we saw in here earlier. And we'll just load it up in here. And we are good to go with the small little fighter jet. Nice little fighter jet. It's not too bad. You make quick work of that. You can use this facility or build your own to quickly build more ships. All right, so what are we doing now? We're just collecting ships, basically. Which we're probably going to need it anyway. So let's just do switch lock on this thing here. Dampen her off. And away we go, right? Or is there more materials we can grab out of here? Okay, we have less space now. So we may need another cargo container. And I assume we can just rip this off. And put in a new cargo. Is this connected to anything? So we can just pull it from here? Yes. Perfect. Looks like we can add another battery because we got more power cells. We should probably get a connector and then we can connect into this to transfer everything. That would probably be a lot smarter. And everything is connected. So I'm going to do that. So we'll rip out this. Throw in the square connector. Right here. That should keep us airtight in the inside, hopefully. Okay, so we can get ourselves connected here with ease. Switch lock on this. Well, maybe not with ease because that that asteroid might be in our way. So we need to flip around a little bit. All right, we're in. So we can easily transfer to our cargo containers like so. Okay, we're all done there. Now it looks like we got combat or drones to get to, or jump drives. I should say. Let's go to combat first. Jump drive, I think it's gonna make me jump somewhere, so let's try not to do that just yet. Okay, so should we be worried about that drone facility being 5k away? I hope not. Okay, warning beacon. Gonna task somewhere inside. Okay.
On that, this red signal indicates a hostile power station. These are often armed with automated turrets and drone. Destroy the drone.
You're talking about this drone, right? Not that one, right? Okay, so this is where it gets a little weird. So this says the red signal indicates a hostile pirate station. So I'm assuming that's that then. And it wants us to destroy the drone. Well, luckily we have two different fighter jets here that we can utilize. And I'm assuming you're saying to hit up this station. Oh yeah, there's a drone there. I see it now. It's written on top. I guess we just gotta get enticing it. And this is our first combat of the tutorial. I feel like my Gatlings are not shooting correctly, or I'm just not that great at it. All right, that's a lot better. Ouch. Got something down on me. Gotta get it. Gatlings off of me. Ooh, direct hit with the rocket. Great. I think I disabled most of it. That was bad. Boom.
Now that you're taking care of the drone, take out the station's defense next. Those turrets are weapons at 800-meter maximum range. Disable turret 1 and 2.
Alright, this small ship is in pretty bad shape. Alright, we're here by the drone facility. Almost 800 meters away. We're just a little bit before the threshold, which is fine. So we should use this fighter jet instead. And looks like we throw in to the small car container right there. All right, perfect. Not a lot that we can hold in there, but should be decent enough. I have no idea where the turrets are. So what we're going to do here is put a camera on here so we can at least see a little bit better. Okay, so it's got some big old Gatlings right here and right here. So how do they expect me to do this with a small dinky ship like this? That's gonna be rough. I should have enough mats for a regular Gatling myself, so I might as well make one. And looks like I plop it right above here or below us. Probably up here is better. All right, I'm gonna have this Gatling go on weapons only, or targeting weapons, and it's at max 600 meters. Well, it could go 800. So that means I need to get a defense block on this thing, if anything. I mean, that's not gonna really make a big old difference, but I should be able to make one. Usually small grid versus a large grid is not gonna really bowl too well. Ooh, I don't have any detector components, do I? I do not. I don't think a survival kit can make one either, can it? Nope. I need an assembler. Ooh. Not the worst deal here. I can make an assembler underneath here. and it can be a regular assembler. Because this is our mobile base, basically. Right, I don't have that much other materials, do I? Well, I can disassemble. But of course, for those who are just starting out, you're probably not going to know to do this. So it's going to be, it would be interesting for a new player to kind of try to figure this out. But yeah, if you get to make a regular little assembler or even a basic assembler, you disassemble, get some extra materials for yourself. So now I have nickel and iron to make these detector components. Yeah, I don't really think that's going to be necessary, especially this one here, but it should be fine. We'll target weapons, not going to flee. We'll turn that on. So you can start shooting at 800 meters instead. So if we travel one end first, we can avoid getting shot by the other one. So one at a time would probably be the best idea here. But even going straight on is not the smartest thing to do. But this kind of works out because we got a surprise attack on it. That worked out decently. Okay. Not good. Oh, we did it. We did do it, but at a cost. Yeah, the cost of the ship here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is grab that because this ship is gonna probably float about and get lost. So that sucks, but what can you do about it? Got some task at hand, and it's telling me to take out the station's antenna. There we go. No more drones. Target neutralized. Red signals can also indicate the presence of other players. Yes, but no at the same time because I don't have anyone to play with. All right, so that takes care of this one. I mean, if I really had the time to do it, I'll just take over this whole entire thing. Which I may do that. Basically putting a twist into the tutorial by using all the experience I've gathered with hours and hours of playing Space Engineers. We're going to do a little bit of scavenging and such to complete this tutorial. So now I don't know if there's an up and down for this, but I believe we could do this if we really, really wanted to. And I can't believe we lost that little tiny ship because our cockpit got shot down, but not much we can do about that. Is that our ship? That probably is our ship, which is be a little bit hard to find. I think I see it right there. Do I have enough to make a cockpit? I do. All right, let me attempt to salvage that ship right there. All right, so surprisingly, I'm able to actually pull this off somehow or another. It does need a gyroscope. I don't have that. And I need another thruster. Gyroscope I may not be able to fix. Missing steel plate there, that's fine. We'll just drive this thing the most simplistic way ever. Without gyroscopes, basically. Is there a beacon on this thing? No, there is no beacon or antenna. Probably need to add that so I can find my ship. Probably the smart thing to do. And we can use a round beacon. We haven't really used the round beacon. I haven't touched this one too much. Honestly thought this ship was gonna be a goner, but we were lucky enough to be able to salvage this somehow. I like this one, but it moves too slow and it aims terribly. I honestly need to make my own. All right, so what can we do about this? We could probably attach it through here. Oh, this side is up. So we have it the opposite way around. Okay, so we can merge block this in to our ship, which we could do in multiple spots. These thrusters will toast this thing up, I believe. Yeah, it's definitely gonna burn out this. I might have to move the thrusters if anything. Okay, let's see how we're gonna do this merge. A little bit of ship evolution, basically. We don't need a side thruster, so we can salvage that to be elsewhere. We'll merge this in. We don't need this. We don't even need this. We still need it for now as we merge it. We could back up a tons bit more. So let's get rid of the solar panel first. Okay, so we could back it up and merge it. I want to merge it on this here. So how far we can back this up even more. So once we take out the thrusters, it would be like this. So this merges into this, basically. That could work, potentially. So we would probably just get rid of this. And maybe through a half block. Yeah, so it'll merge into that once we get this merged in. So we gotta figure out where we want this merged. I guess we can merge it. I don't want to do the merge right in here. Well, we could get rid of it. Well, we can't get rid of it yet because I need all directions to be moving. But this is a prime spot to be connected, though. I could potentially move the thruster elsewhere if we want to go that route. Put it here for now. But before I drive myself crazy with these stupid grinders and welders that are very slow, let's see if we can get ourselves some elite stuff. So we just need cobalt and platinum, basically, which, okay, perfect. Because we get platinum from here and cobalt from here. All right, that didn't take too long. I was able to get my elite welder and grinder pretty quickly. All right, so this is gonna merge the moment I get rid of all of these, I believe. So we get rid of the thruster here. That's fine. All right. Moment of truth. I think it wants us to tear this one down. It's going to merge in. No. No. It stopped moving. So I just need to back up a little bit, I believe. And we're in. And we also have a bit of a floating piece here, which just crashed into the nose of the station. We are in. Yes, we are. Okay. So we are attached by that. We could be attached right here. It looks like we could have connected a little bit closer by getting rid of those thrusters, but all right, that's fine. I think in the future we take the O2H2, remove it, and then we take the cargo container and this cargo container or the cargo terminal and put passages. That way we could go straight down into the front seat so we could drive this thing a little bit better or be more secured. And even here I could still put passages too. We have more points of contact. Did we? Why not? All right, now we need to hack everything that we can on here. All right, so I think I took out and took over most and all of the station, the drone facilities. More of a ship, though. Interesting thing is that it does have a medical room, so that's very, very helpful. What else is there to take over? I think we got everything except for timer blocks and an antenna that's kind of damaged. That's about it. Where's the timer blocks? I have no idea. We need to put more ion thrusters going forwards because we just knocked out 3 from our... We could put all 3 here instead of having this beacon-like thing here. It looks like I have enough for 2 more ion thrusters if necessary. So we got our side thrust. We got our forward thrust. For such a big ship, though, just having 2 per side. It's probably not going to be enough. Downward thrust, we got 2. That's not going to be enough. Upward thrust, we got 3. So that's nice. 3 backwards thrust. So 3 and 3. Yeah, that's not terrible. So we could add one right in this spot here. So that should work out okay. And it might not burn things down. It might burn this down, but that's not a big deal. Kind of want to remove this antenna, but I'll leave it for now. This other pieces look a little odd, but it should be okay. And there we go. A drone facility merged with our original spaceship. Let's see what we can get ourselves into now. See, now, again, I don't like the tutorial only because the GPS pointers disappear. So now I lost the jump drive one, I think it was, which was kind of nearby, but I can pop back to where the warning beacon is potentially, and maybe it pop up back up. All right, you guessed it. How can I grab this and attach it to this ship now? It would be nice towards the back end, but that's going to be really, really hard to merge into. I kind of want to scrap it, but there's a battery there that I could utilize. I'm thinking if I attach it like that, it would be pretty decent. All right, moment of truth. Would we be able to do this without destroying anything? What really matters. That is quite close. Ooh. There we go. Perfect. As easy as that, I guess. It gives us another solar panel, gives us another battery, gives us another random beacon that we don't really need. So there's that. All right, perfect. So we snatched that, but now I don't see any task whatsoever. So that's what I don't like about this. All right, so I had to do a little bit of backtracking. So we went back to factory. GPS point to that. Now we have to jump drive right over there so we can utilize that. I didn't see any other tasks on this side, so we're gonna have to head back to the platform after this eventually. So let's see what this jump drive task is all about. Looks to be another ship, so that's nice. Looks a little beat up though. All right, let's look at the task at hand. Pretty cool ship.
This looks like an old exploration ship. It is equipped with a jump drive. Jump drives are used to transfer ships over great distances. Find a way to repair the jump drive.
Way found, basically, into cargo container, and it should have everything in there.
Jump drives can only be activated from a cockpit toolbar. Enter the control station and activate the jump drive. Remain seated while the jump drive powers up.
Am I supposed to jump to the hidden location? I would assume so, but before I do that, yes, you know what's gonna happen next, and that's to merge this ship onto ours. We could stick it on the underbody right over here, actually. Yeah, that could potentially work. All right, I think we are fully merged in. We got a jump drive, and I believe we're supposed to be going to the hidden base location. Let's go ahead and jump that direction. So, okay, we're gonna jump to the hidden base location. Let's hope we don't get into any trouble.